Yeah, very sad.
Good evening, good afternoon, good morning, whenever you're watching the show. Today is November 6th, and I'm Mark Zubarek, and I want to welcome you back to our Topics of the Town news. And I have my favorite co host, Tony Betancourt.
Hello, Danvers.
Danvers, welcome to Tony, and I appreciate you being here because I don't know, sometimes I talk to myself, but I think we need to get a message across to our community and get going on this. So,
I agree 100%.
today is November 6th, and I have created the agenda. And the agenda and the opinions are solely by the topics of the town host, our guests, contributors, and commentators. Now, I'd make this statement every single show, but there's a reason for it. Because we don't want DCAT to get into legal actions in regard to our show.
Exactly, our commentators.
This is our show, and this is our presentation to the residents of Danvers. Subtitle for this show, I have continued the effort. The subtitle I'm thinking of is Danvers attacked by air, attacked by land, and attacked by politics.
And you're exactly right.
And the phrase that makes me happy today is communism is coming to Danvers. Residents must unite.
Yes.
Now look what's happening in our country.
Yes, New York.
We have communism coming, and you know my background is in the Iron Curtain, Poland, and the communism that was going on at that time. So, get ready to reclaim the small town feel and culture of our Danvers community.
We're here fighting for it, but we need more people to help us fight for it. That's the problem, Mark. Okay?
Well,
we're losing our town. We really are. It's sad.
We're going to bring up the issues and let's see what people really think. My quote for today continues, unthinking respect for authority is the greatest enemy of truth. We cannot accept everything that is being doled out to us, whether it's in comments, whether it's in attendance at meetings, whether we are permitted to do things. That is not anybody else's responsibility. It is ours.
I know, but it's getting terrible too now. You notice the selectmen meeting now. 3 minutes. 3 minutes. I mean,
Well-
come on, it's getting to be. Should be able to speak, man. If you have a problem and it's got to be brought up, sometimes you can't do it in 3 minutes. If you need 10 minutes, you need 10 minutes. What's the big deal?
Well, I will compliment Mr. Bennett at the time when he was chairman, and now Maureen Bernard, because she is permitting a lot more
Yes, I have to
public
say that.
input
Yes.
into what's being discussed. But the thing is that we have to remember that unless it's on the agenda, it is open to the public, and that's how it should be handled.
Yes, I agree with that.
Now, I bring this quote, unthinking respect for authority is the greatest enemy of truth. I bring this forward because we need and deserve strong leadership for our community. Where have all the leaders gone? We used to have people that were in positions of leadership,
I have to say,
and
a
they
lot of them have died. I
exercised.
think a lot of them have died, Mark. I think it's
Well,
the sad part.
The thing is that we need to regenerate this.
Yes, we do. We need the young people to come up, but I don't know. It seems like they don't want to get involved. I can't explain it.
Where are the town fathers and mothers? Now, we've had some very exciting
Yes.
women that were on the
Yes.
board.
Yes.
We only have one left right now,
Yes.
and we need to give her support.
And in the early days, there was only men, believe it or not, for
It's,
quite a few years.
Well, that was by law.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't realize that.
After I don't want to plug this yet, but
No, I understand.
I have a show that is probably going to be 5 or 6 parts to it with Richard Trask
Okay.
and how this whole town government evolved from the days when they landed on the Mayflower.
Okay.
So we're going back
Oh,
in
you're
history.
going really back.
Yes.
How is Mr. Trash doing?
Mr. Trask is doing fine, and I am currently trying to get him to correct some of the things that I've recorded,
Okay.
and he is doing well.
Good.
So I'm the one that's at fault right now because I haven't had the time to do it.
No, I understand.
The current town government is dead to the issues that count. We are overtaxed, abused as taxpayers, and ratepayers of our utilities and basic services.
I agree with that 100%.
Look at the letter that we just received from the town manager, where the sewer department
I got 3 of those letters.
forgot to charge the customers for their service that they have passed in their meeting. I haven't attended one of those meetings for a long time. Maybe I should start going to them. But the 2.5% increase in the sewer charge was neglected to be passed on to the customers. And one of the questions I have, whether they needed that or not, why the hell did they pass it? So there's all kinds of things going on in the background.
How many letters did you get? 2?
Yeah,
I got 3.
yeah.
I don't know why. They could have just sent me 1.
Well, they didn't know about it until somebody finally relooked at the budget for this coming year. That's what happened. Now,
Or so they're going to go up 2.5%? Is that what it is?
well, the thing is that
If they forgot about it, they should let it go.
that's
how it should be.
I'm gonna go to the next meeting.
Okay.
And the thing is that the 2.5% is going to be forgiven for last year
Okay.
because they feel embarrassed
Well,
by not charging it to our clients.
and they should.
But I want them to rescind that 2.5% because they already included another 2.5%. So they're biting a little bit at a time, and they're trying to avoid making a scene, but they have to realize that the customers are getting fleeced.
No question
So-
in my mind.
The next item that's coming up is we need relief on our taxes. The tax classification hearing is coming for debate. I was surprised that it didn't occur already, but I think what they have to do is before the end of November, they have to determine what the classification is going to be.
You think it's going to be the next meeting for sure then?
I'm not sure.
I don't know either, really.
You know what? You can't figure them out.
No.
Nah, I don't think they know what they want to do.
Well, exactly. The way I think.
The issue is going to be whether the classification should go to 150% because that's the maximum allowed on towns. Cities are allowed to go to 175% of the taxable.
Now, the classification they did, they're always splitting it up to business and houses. They keep giving the houses the banana, as far as I'm concerned, the best way to put it.
Well, that's because
There's more homes, and they can
There-
get more money that way.
there are more homes and the residents are getting
Fleeced.
fleeced. There you go. That's a good word.
Well, that's a good word for it. I like the banana,
There
but
is-
fleeced is
yeah,
right.
I know. So, watch for the classification hearing because that's going to be very interesting this year. And I don't know who is going up for re-election, but that's who has to start defending the residents for a change. And I think it's Maureen.
Oh, really?
Yes, Maureen is going up for re-election in May,
Oh, okay.
and I hope that she at least stands up for the residents because they deserve it.
I feel she does, but I don't know. You're right, though. There's got to be a little more strength there, as far as I'm concerned.
Absolutely. And, well, there's a saying, but I'm not going to say it
Okay.
on the air.
No, I'm not being funny.
We must understand the political tactics and the kind of words of wisdom by our former leaders. Our current elected leaders will tell you one thing and vote for another. It is only to protect their own interest. What about the lowly taxpayers? So, I hope the selectmen get wake up and start defending the majority of the people in this town. So, Owen, if you can throw up our King Unwilling town seal, that is really what represents us.
Well, that's what. Yeah, that's it in a nutshell. But I don't know. The
Town
strength
of
is not there anymore.
Danvers. Town of Danvers was incorporated in 1757. And since then, even before, town meeting was the strongest of all citadels of the civil liberty, the purest of all democracies, the town meeting. And after you watch our presentation of Richard Trask and the historical perspective, the town meeting has been active since the time of Mayflower because the town meeting evolved through the church and through the parishes
Okay.
that were established. So, thank you, Owen, for the...
You know what's going to make a better town meeting? Getting the clickers so we have the right votes. That's That's exactly what's going to make this town a much better town.
Well, maybe what you want to do is address that issue because I know that 3 years ago I even had a citizen's petition for the clickers, and boy, did that cause an uproar.
They keep trying to fight this thing. I don't know why. It's the best thing you can happen. I've used them in classes. You know right away, instant, what's going on.
Let's ask ourselves the question, why don't they want it?
My honest opinion?
Yes.
They can't cheat.
Well, the problem is that and Pat Fraser is a wonderful
Yes.
town
Not saying,
moderator.
right? Not saying anything.
However, she has too much power on the floor
Yes.
because her hearing is not as good as even mine.
Exactly. That's the problem.
So my hearing is getting lost.
If you have a clicker, you don't have to worry about hearings anymore.
That's right.
That's the
And-
good thing.
And
we'll have an accurate thing and probably have a better run town meeting.
and who's this young lady, Steves?
Yes.
She has been pursuing this with the town select board.
And they're giving her the runaround. It's not good.
That's exactly right. They don't want this thing to be addressed because it is going to influence the capacity of the town moderator and the board of selectmen because they rely on the moderator.
But we need an honest town meeting.
So Danvers, story number one. Let's go into the
ahead.
stories.
I'm-
Now
I'm-
we're almost 15 minutes into the show.
I understand. No problem.
Danvers concerned residents
We're having fun.
have not received any response in regard to the town hall has no response after 6 weeks now about the citizens petition that was forwarded to the town select board and the town manager because the planning board is appointed by the town manager.
Okay.
And the town manager has been very flippant about this whole thing because she thinks that this is something that she shouldn't be dealing with.
This is the one about the MBTA law, right?
This petition asked the select board with the planning board and the town manager, the appointing authority of the planning board, to consider the following brief petition.
But they haven't even addressed it yet, right?
They haven't even got it on their agenda. I've been watching the agendas, and the town manager is stalling again.
So what happened? How many signatures was turned in?
The signatures don't matter.
No, I
It's
understand
the
that.
petition was turned in, and the petition was
Should be talked about and put on the warrant,
that
right?
should be forwarded to the planning board, because this is asking for. Let me just go
No, I
through
understand.
it.
I'm not trying to be funny. I
Limit
apologize.
the current possible density by right.
Yes.
Evaluate the consequences of implementing the MBTA law.
Right.
Anticipated consequences of the congestion of the following, of allowing zoning.
Okay.
Review and consider the possible relief in density, congestion, and the parking requirements currently allowed by right and then expanded by special permits and variances by the planning board action. All of these items
All makes sense.
are possible discussion points by the planning board, because the planning board has too much authority on the zoning and the plans that have been passed already. So these are zoning amendments that have been passed by town meeting, but what we're asking for is, let's revisit it
And have some relief. I think it's too much.
and find out whether it's working or not.
Right. I don't think it's working.
The built-in exceptions and permissible variances and relief petitions need to be controlled better. These may be controlled by our planning board actions. Planning board must reflect the majority views of the residents to preserve the local zoning development of our community. This goes back to our discussion in regard to what finance committee actions should be taking place now with the town charter. They are not elected. They do not reflect the community as a whole. They are appointed. So their issues, similar to the planning board, need to be considered in the light of the entire community. So unless we get some elected planning board members out of this town charter review, then we don't have that, because they are responsive, the planning board is responsive to the town manager. And the town manager is not elected.
No.
She is appointed. She is a hired gun to perform the management activities.
Well, she's supposed to listen to the select board and advise them, but the select board runner. That's how it's supposed to be.
She's not supposed to advise the select board. The select board should be advising her.
Right, but I don't think that's what's happening, but I'm not 100% sure.
Well, that has not been happening. That's why
Well-
we don't have the old town manager.
Well, there's no question in my mind, you know.
Consider the results of surveys and petitions of our residents. The Danvers Community Survey report in 2017 was very explicit about the density, congestion, taxes, and traffic.
Traffic's been the issue. It goes back 20 years.
That's
Okay, the
right.
first time they started doing on Water Street, we talked about traffic. They just
Absolutely.
didn't listen.
Well,
okay?
you can sit on Water Street for hours.
Exactly. Especially if you're going to Peabody, forget about it, man. You're not going. Not at 2:30.
Consider and develop a master plan for the town of Danvers to provide guidance and vision to the town. Mr. Bennett was very quick in responding to my petition questions, because he said, yes, we're looking into it. Well, when are you going to get to it?
When they don't want things to happen, they try to drag it out. Same thing with the airports, always being dragged. The reason being to see if we go away or forget about it. It's terrible. It shouldn't be that way, but that's what it seems to be.
Well, the petition is submitted by the representatives of Danvers Concerned Citizens, and I have that meeting on film. If they want me to present that, I will gladly do it.
Of course, they don't want to see it. They don't
Well,
want to see it.
the thing is that they have to start listening to what's going on.
Well, they think they know better than us. That's the problem. They know better than the residents. That's what's terrible. They're supposed to be listening to the residents, but they don't.
That's right. So now we're into minute 39. So let's talk about story number 2,
Okay.
which is the most recent
Oh,
activity that's happened.
my favorite.
Your favorite subject.
My favorite subject. Oh, my God. I'm telling you.
Now, we have sat through a very deliberate Beverly Airport Manager report to Danvers Select Board. Now, there was the key items on this thing is environmental report cannot be done because they don't have any money. Well,
Go find it. City of Beverly's got it. They're going to have to do it. They're the ones that are making the money at the airport.
the thing is that I have had a question raised of who actually owns the airport.
Well, that's another problem.
And that's what I'm going to be revisiting again. Expansion funded by our tax dollars. The expansion that's happening on the runways and in the facilities.
You're trying to tell me out of that $22 million, they couldn't get $260, $250,000.
They don't want to.
They don't want to. You know why? Because the study will close them down. That's why.
Well,
That's why.
Hanscom has been doing some research, and they have a environmental impact report.
And did you see that report?
Yes, I have.
Very damaging.
It is, and the thing is that it's complementing exactly to what we're saying in our town.
But you know what's worse even, Mark? We're even closer than Hanscom. The houses are closer here than Hanscom Field, okay? I mean, my God, we're at the end of a runway. Take a look at the map that I bring in all the time. There's so many houses, all in Danvers.
That's right.
Beverly covered themselves. They put an industrial park around.
I sit, right, and then that's what the problem is.
And they still don't want to put noise in Beverly.
That's
That's
right.
another problem.
So the current building of the hangar funded by private jetport operations, flight level operations, is funding I don't know what they created for the building inspector, but they said $6 million hangar. But I think it's probably up to $10
Well,
million.
let me tell you something. You heard him the other night. It's only a $500,000 operation, okay? Well, I'll tell you something. Flight Aviation, I'm pretty sure, does more than $500,000 a year. I guarantee you that.
That's right.
That's the problem. And tax-free on top of it. So stupid. This town is dumb.
Well, I have a letter that I'm going to issue to the Danvers, Beverly, and Wenham residents.
I did see that.
And the position of the current airport management is disgraceful to pleading of their neighbors in Danvers. The citizen comments our commission meetings have fallen on deaf ears. The Beverly Airport commissioners have ignored and minimized the concerns and adverse effects on the health and welfare of our community.
You know what Kyle told me out in front of the town hall? That no one cares. Danvers people do not care about the airport. They can do whatever they want. He's a Beverly man. He knows more about Danvers than we do.
Well, that's because he's in charge of expansion, and that's all they want is to.
And all he knows how to do is baloney our town officials. Our town officials have to stop listening to this guy, okay? Because this guy's not doing any good for us, okay? And on top of it, it was very disgusting to me, okay? To be at that meeting. You saw that. It was a packed house, okay?
Yep.
Standing room only, okay? There should have been a lot more people there, but there wasn't. A couple of people couldn't make it. Quite a few I knew couldn't make it. A lot of people are frustrated. I walked around, Mark, to 75 houses, okay? And I talked to a lot of people, okay? And a lot of people are very frustrated with this, and they don't like what's going on. But this town is not listening, okay? A lot of people told me it's the same old story. A couple of ladies told me they come to the meeting. They told me, they told me 20 years ago, back when they cut down the trees, same thing. They went to the meetings, all kinds of promises, and boom, they want you to go away. It's ridiculous. It's sad.
Well, the issue here is that this is a quarterly presentation to the Board of Selectmen.
That should be coming every 3 months.
Well, that's what it's quarterly.
But they haven't come quarterly.
No, they haven't.
That's the point I'm getting at.
Well, they avoided because they were busy campaigning for the council seat.
And now that we know that Mayor Cahill is back in, he should be brought in front of the Danvers Select Board and explain to us what his plan is for the airport, because they got these little peons that don't know what's going on. We want to know from the mayor of Beverly what his plans are in the council, what's going on with that airport. And don't tell me they can't come up with $250,000 to do a study, okay? Especially when it affects the lives of everybody in Danvers.
The thing is that they don't want to do this study because it'll identify the issues
problems that they have already be brought out.
That we have been talking about.
PFAS, contamination,
Well,
fumes. Not only that, the danger they're putting all these people in with these big planes they want to bring in. Did you see that jet that just went down? My God. The poor people. Can you imagine something like that going through Woodvale? What it would do to Woodvale?
Well, Woodvale has had small planes already collapsed in
Not
there.
one like that. You take one of those jets right now, and if it happens to what happened with this thing, it's going to wipe out all the way down, okay?
Well,
If it doesn't go through the high school, we'll be doing good.
let me, I'm going to issue this to
No,
all
I
of
apologize.
our-
I'm a little excited,
all
but
of-
you know how it
No,
is.
you're fine. You're fine. But the next thing that I want to talk about is that the Beverly Airport resolution that was issued by the Select Board. And the thing that we heard from the town manager is that it did not ask for action.
I know.
Where the hell did they come from?
I don't know. Why did we bother sending it? That's what I want to know.
So the thing is that our town management is at fault of
Oh, my God. They're sleeping on this one really bad, as far as I'm concerned.
be it finally resolved, copies of this resolution be forwarded to the mayor of Beverly,
Yes.
the Beverly Airport Management, the Federal Aviation Administration, the Commonwealth Department of Transportation, the governor, the federal state representatives, and any other officers and agencies as necessary to advance the concerns of Danvers residents and seek timely and effective remedies. What kind of action do they want?
And went into the round barrel. You know the round barrel?
Well, this was a thing that was presented back on April 15th,
Yes.
tax day.
Yes.
And David Mills was very instrumental in this final statement
Yes, he was.
because he has been a defender of the residents that are being impacted because
I have to say that much for Mr. Mills. Yes, he was. He definitely listened to his constituents. I'm telling you. He did. Okay? Especially on taxes and everything else. He did. I mean, I got to
Well,
say that much.
the only one, and I don't want to use our turkeys. I think they're
We
just
got Thanksgiving coming up, so we
they're
got to be
just
careful.
decorations for Thanksgiving. So there are no.
You only got two, so, you know.
Well, no, I didn't want to drag them
Exactly.
all out.
We got to give him a break for Thanksgiving. Come on.
But I think what
You don't
we
want to give a
need-
turkey a bad name, do you?
No,
Okay,
no.
come on.
But the other select man, Joko.
Joko was the best.
Joko
Joko-
was
At this meeting here, Mr. Joko was the best in my eyes, okay? He was the best, okay?
He spoke from the heart.
Yes, he did. And
about-
he's trying to watch out for the residents of Danvers. That's what the rest of the goddamn select board should be doing.
Watch your language.
Apologize, sorry.
Watch your language.
Apologize.
Because we don't want to get canceled.
Exactly. I'm sorry.
We've been canceled before,
I
so
know,
it
okay.
doesn't matter.
I'm sorry. I got a little excited. I apologize.
But expansion of the Beverly Airport and the impact on the quality of life in Danvers, there's a proposed resolution that I have been sending out to all of the individuals. I am just going to send them out individually now because I think I'm sending out too much information. And what I'm going to do is
A lot of people appreciate it. Everybody that sees the things, even with that study that you did, a lot of people looked at that study. They couldn't believe how bad that study was. And this town's not doing anything. I can't believe it.
Well,
It's sad.
we will.
They really don't care about the residents. It's sad.
So the biggest problem is that the FAA, who is using our tax money from the federal government,
You know what we got to do? I hate to say it, but we have to try it. We have to call Duffel, okay? The one that's head of transportation, and try to get some. He's a sensible man. Try to give him a letter or something. Try to bring him into this situation. Maybe we need some help. We need some help from Washington, D.C. But it shouldn't be. The sad part about it, why should we be doing it? The town should be doing it. That's what's sad, okay? I don't mind writing a letter or have someone write a letter and give it to them, but it shouldn't be us doing it. It should be the town representing us and taking care of us.
I think we may have to take that upon
Sean
ourselves.
Duffel, that's what I'm talking. Duffy,
Well,
okay?
then
That's
why
the
don't
one
you
that's going to have to go to it.
Get the address and communication. We'll
Yes,
send
he's
it
the
out.
one. He's the head of transportation for D.C. He's the one that right now always on TV. If you watch him with all the stuff that's going on, we need someone. We need that much power to come in here and take care of this airport. Okay, that's what we need.
Well,
okay?
the problem is that FAA is a federal agency.
Right.
And the commissioners and the mayor and everybody else claims that they have no control.
That's a
over
bunch
the
of
FAA.
baloney, okay? They use that. All they're doing is using that for baloney, okay? Come on. Hey, look, if you're going to kill people with fumes and all that stuff there, shouldn't happen. It shouldn't happen. We should have a Board of Health looking into this, okay, on top of it, okay? That's how stupid we are. We have a Board of Health, don't we? We have to do some, I mean, come on.
I know. That's a very.
This town has power, but this town doesn't use its power. It sits back, okay? Either that, maybe someone's getting paid off. I don't know how to explain it anymore.
Well, recent incidents at the Washington, D.C. and Philadelphia and Midwest recognize our fragile existence with an airport amongst us. There have been accidents that have been happening on a regular basis. And the thing is, what they want to do is blame it on pilot error or things like that.
Yes.
It is the facilities.
It's only a matter of time. We've already had so many happen around here, okay? We've been pretty lucky. We haven't had a major catastrophe. We almost did, though. You know that. Do you realize that plane that went down, the one that went down in Connecticut? That plane was here a week ahead of time, okay? If that would have went down here and did that damage here, we wouldn't be talking about Beverly Airport. Beverly Airport wouldn't exist today. And I'll be honest with you, if that plane went down over here.
Well, let's see what we can do with Is it Duffel?
Sean Duffel.
Duffel.
Sean Duffy. We got to. He's the one. I'm telling you.
Because it seems like our congressman, who's molten.
Well, right now we might better get something.
he's-
You know why? He wants to run for Senate now, if I heard. Okay.
He's
maybe now.
he's interested.
I don't know. Maybe now's the time to hit him. I really don't know. I can't
Well,
believe it.
He was up for re-election two or 3 years ago, and we approached him at that time. Nothing.
Even Sally Kearns and Joan Lovely. I love them. Okay, I really do. But I don't know. I think they tried helping us, but everybody just drops the goddamn ball. It's terrible.
Well, the other thing that we've been talking about is the letter that was written to an article that was written by was quoted by Maura Healey, and need reform at the Beverly Airport. Governor Healey is an environmentalist.
Okay.
Well, she didn't respond to any of our concerns. And that thing was sent to the legislators, Sally and Joan
But
Lovely.
whose job is it to follow up on this? Is it our job? It's not our job.
Well,
Isn't that why we have town hall and we have our selectmen and we put them in office and we pay them? Isn't that what it's all about?
we have elected officials in the state legislature, and they're not responding either. So, I
think it's time to go federal.
Well, let's go federal then, because we need to have somebody rely on what the heck are we enduring during this time. Now, I have been asked, and I'll give it a few minutes.
Go ahead.
I have been asked several times, and you probably have too.
Go ahead.
Why are we so concerned about this? Why we persist on identifying this as an issue? Because we care about our residents.
Yes, I care about my neighbors. I became a town meeting member to help the town, okay? So if I'm helping the town, I close my eyes, I don't do anything, I'm not doing my job. Is that right? Or am I right, Mark, or no?
You're supposed to be doing that. And
okay? If I see something wrong, am I supposed to not take care of it, or am I supposed to just go home and sleep? You can't do that, okay?
Where are the other town meeting members?
Well, that's another problem. When I walk around, believe me, man, they say that people don't care. Baloney. They do care. They just don't know what to do, and they're sick of it.
Well, one thing that I heard at this meeting last Tuesday, Mr. Trask finally,
You know
finally
why?
came
Because
out.
runway 9 affects him.
That's right.
It affects me too. It affects the whole town of Danvers.
And they are not willing to redirect the traffic.
Right. And the reason be 1-6, if they do 1-6 and take left-hand turns, that is the best thing for Danvers. It gives us relief, okay? They can't even do that. They tried it for a month, and they got complaints from Beverly, okay? And since they got complaints from Beverly, they want to send it to 9.
Well,
okay?
that's
And then
because-
when they use 1-6, you know what they do instead of taking lefts? They take rights, okay? Now, for 20 years, I've been listening to the Beverly Airport tell us that left-hand turns is mandatory. That's the side they sit on. That's what they got to do. Except when they're using runway 16 and they can't go into Beverly. That's the only time. And you can take rights then. Okay?
Well, that's congested on Beverly side.
The problem is there's no congestion on the Beverly side. Take a
know.
look at the map. There's so much open space over there where they could fly. But the people over there don't want it. You know, and you know why they moved it quick? There was a mayor's race, okay? Take a look at the signs and see where the Cahill signs were. A lot of them right in the path, man. So they got to take care of his residents, didn't he?
Well, the problem is that it is not just in that one direction. The flights are going in multiple directions because the jets can fly, whether it's on a
Mark,
short
they
track
tell
or
us
a
that,
long
but
track.
they are lying to us, okay? The jets are taking off on 27, a lot of them. You won't hear the blast, okay? My honest opinion, I don't know. I thought a jet didn't need wind, okay? That's what they keep telling us, okay? Well, if that's the case, a jet should only take off on runway 34 or 16, my honest
Right.
opinion. That's what it should be. Not the case. They've been taking off on 9. They've been taking off on 27. How do I know all this stuff, Mark? I have a radio at home. I have the radio on. When I'm home, I'm listening to the radio like an idiot, okay? The reason why is to try to keep these people honest. These people are the biggest liars, okay? And they come over here and they poo-poo Town Hall, and Town Hall believes everything they tell them, okay? That's how stupid this town is.
Well, hopefully there's some ears that have been opened.
And on top of that, I'm going to say one more thing, okay? You saw, when we went to a meeting, we had a packed house, okay?
Right.
We talked, okay? Did you get any answer? I had no. Okay. On top of it, one of the commissioners from Davis was there helping him, okay? I didn't talk to him. He didn't talk to any of my neighbors. He didn't talk to anybody there, okay? He's there helping the airport. Why do we have commissioners? It's so stupid. Take the stupid money, please. Wake up.
Okay. Thank you, Tony.
You're welcome.
That was excellent. Now, let me just wrap up this piece because we, the people of Danvers, in order to ensure
I'm sorry, I
our
didn't mean to be too strong.
community remains focused on resident well-being, quality of life, and individual as well as environmental health, do hereby propose the following considerations be made with regard to the operation of Beverly Airport. This has been in effect since August of 24. And there are 4 different motions, and there's revoke the current lease, and that's already gone by. They stalled long enough where they think that we are gone away. We're not,
No.
because that hangar is an expansion tool for the jet port.
I hate to tell you, when those planes start, I'm telling you right now, there's so many problems over there. You know something? I don't understand who at the airport, who they use to set these things up. They don't know what they're doing over there. There's too many things going wrong over there. You do realize that last time when they did the reconstruction, they put a run-up area for runway 9, okay?
Right.
In residence area. 83 decimals, okay? They don't even use that anymore. They're using the stupid, that's how dumb they are. They actually spent money. Okay, I'm sorry.
Calm down.
They actually spent money to put up a run-up area that made 83 decimals that people can't live in their houses because of the noise. They had to move it. How stupid is that?
Let me just make an observation.
Go ahead.
Now, this is between you and me.
Yes.
Did you notice that Gabe Hannafin, the manager of the Beverly Airport, was very slow in presenting his facts?
Yes.
And he had the Midwestern twang to his presentation. However, his presentation was only for his purposes.
Yes.
It did not reflect what was happening to our residents.
No.
So, the motions that I have been presenting to them are environmental. Basically, let's cut the lease down. Let's cut back on the hangar. That's gone by. So now we have they did engineer away my issue where the 40,000 square feet was shrunk by enough to make it 39.8.
Yes, exactly.
So, but that's an engineer's solution.
Right, and the fire department told me the same thing too. That they do it, and the building
Yeah.
inspector kind of missed it too. That a lot of people do that stuff just to cover. Now you figure that
Oh,
should.
no. The fire department knew all about it.
Yes.
They just comply with what the building
Right,
inspector
but-
allows.
That putting the town of Danvers in danger because the reason they should be using foam and the new foam, they have new foam, you know,
Yes.
but it's more expensive.
All right.
That's
right.
the reason why no one wants
Well-
to use it. Even, from what I understand too, like they're talking about Danvers. Danvers had foam for them, okay? Remember, right? I went to see the fire chief. He told me they don't have it anymore. They got rid of it. Okay?
Well, the contaminants were still in the ground. That's the
Yes.
problem.
And what the fire chief told me is the foam that was in that trailer can't be washed out. In other words, if you want to, you can't put the new foam over the old foam.
Right.
You have to buy a whole new trailer and everything else. We shouldn't be buying the trailer anyways. I don't know why. Let Beverly buy the trailer.
The county was bought that for us.
Yes, you're absolutely right.
So
the counties what bought
let's
that.
let's just conclude this
Okay,
thing
I'm sorry. We're going into different areas. But
because we're neglecting our most important information that we gathered from the select board meeting is the town charter review.
Yes.
Or as they call it, the town meeting act and the town manager act reviews. That what a bunch of fluff. So
Yes.
let's just keep this up.
okay, not a problem.
The other motions are to incorporate future leases a stipulation for environmental and health impacts. They are not complying. Motion is hereby to reevaluate the master plan. The master plan 5 years ago was instituted by the former Beverly Airport manager.
Yes.
She really messed up that whole organization.
Yes.
And what we need to do is revisit that. We cannot continue, but they are continuing.
The town is sleeping. Listen, do you realize that they're going to go for another master plan after this one?
Oh, yeah.
Okay? I'm telling you. They're already... I'm telling you, man, please.
So let me
Please.
just wrap this thing up.
I just hope this town would wake up.
And
Wake
vo-
up and see what's going on.
Environmental issues are not limited to leaded fuel. Leaded fuel has consistently been used at Beverly Airport. Leaded fuel causes disease and cancer to most vulnerable in our communities.
That's why they did away with it in cars.
No imminent solution proposed by FAA or the Beverly Airport. Various communities have initiated legal action against airports. Why not Danvers, Wenham,
Right.
and Beverly?
Why don't we put a lawsuit against them?
Well, I don't think we've talked enough or demonstrated enough to our elected officials because they got reelected this last year. Environmental impact study and report needed now
Yes.
by Beverly Airport and the FAA. They must immediately conduct a total environmental impact study for the airport. Mr. Joko was the only one that backed the environmental
Residents of town.
report.
The residents of town. He backed the residents of town.
Leaded fuel is a harbinger of human suffering. Expansion of runways equals increase in noise and increased pollution. Other contaminants, PFAS, and jet exhaust fumes are cumulative. Quality of life and longevity are impacted by the noise and contamination. Safety of our schools and homes is at stake.
Yes.
Now, can we have our infamous coming soon to Beverly? This is
But do you know something? What gets me really mad here, Mark? Okay, I've known people that left this town because of this issue. Okay, because of the fumes and all that stuff, and the noise. Okay, one resident should be enough for this town to wake up and take care of it. There's more than one resident that left here. Why does this town just close their eyes and not do anything about it? I want to know.
because they've been reelected. That's the problem. They don't see the danger of stepping up for the residents. So, Owen, can we show our Beverly Airport coming soon? And this will be the last piece on this
Beverly Airport.
subject.
Yes.
Beverly Airport planned master plan runway expansions are already inviting new and more intense
But Mark,
jet traffic
It's not happening.
to our neighborhood.
It's not. Nantucket's not happening. They went over almost $600 from Nantucket. You can fly out of Logan Airport on JetBlue for $113. Okay.
I know that.
So, I mean, come on, man. I mean, really.
So, we'll skip story number 3, which is the schools and education, because I attended that meeting at the school department
Okay.
or school committee meeting.
Yes.
And boy, they are in their own little world.
Another board. I'm telling you, all the boards that we have, they all. I don't know what's going on here.
Well, even though the school committee is elected, but in this special segment that we're going to go to now,
Okay.
it is not even mentioned in the town charter. There is no reference to the school committee of what we're responsible for, but we spend 60 or 80 million dollars a year out of our tax revenue. So, let me just why does Danvers have these two distinct but almost identical documents to govern ourselves? And I have always stated this Town Manager Act is the strong form of government, and the town manager is not elected.
No.
She is appointed, or he is appointed by the Board of Selectmen. And the Board of Selectmen is so weak that they do not even give proper direction to the town manager.
But where do you think the problem is? I keep saying money, and you keep telling me no. But I mean, if we want them to be stronger and have more of a voice, maybe they should be making more money so they can make better decisions. I don't know. I'm not trying to be funny, but do you understand what I'm saying?
They're not there for the money.
There's no question in my mind because it's nothing. It's a stipend. I guess the insurance is probably the best thing out of it.
Well, the solution to your question is that we should convert this town government into a city form government and have 5 or 6 or 7 councilors. Then we can pay them $20,000, $30,000 to start. And that will solve the issue of town meeting, which is something that the committee that was reviewing this Town Manager Act latched onto, that the town meeting is inactive. They should be cut back to the number of individuals.
We need the clickers, okay? The reason why we need the clickers, we need honesty in voting, okay? We want to know what's going on in the town.
And attendance,
Yes.
because that is something that we...
The attendance it's always been not too bad. I mean, you always had a good turnout.
Well, it's
But-
75%.
Yeah, okay, that's what I was going to say, 75%. To me, I count, that's pretty damn good, Mark, 75%, really, I think. It should be 100%, but it's not. But 75% is enough to run the meeting.
Town meetings, 70%, I think, is fine. 67 is enough. That's for a quorum.
Okay, right.
But why were the findings relegated to clerical and punctuation? This report is a major rewrite of the grammar and phrasing. Now, we sat through, I think, 3 meetings now where the Board of Selectmen, or the Select Board,
They spent they spent about 2 hours on this thing, right?
they spent at least 2 or 3 hours on this. And the thing is,
And I don't understand anything.
there's nothing functional that they have addressed. Major questions were omitted and deferred to future.
You know what the sad part about it was?
What's
It
that?
put me to sleep.
Well,
I tried watching it, but it put me to sleep.
now, this is my observation, and
Okay.
I'll stick to it.
And you have a good observation as far as I'm concerned.
Appointments to this review committee were limited to select town meeting members with little or limited knowledge about how our government works. They had no one explaining to them how this Town Manager Act and the Town Meeting Act worked. They started on evaluating whether this should be a town government or a city government. That was the right approach because I think people are fed up with the kind of limited authority that our Board of Selectmen have. The biggest authority is liquor licenses.
No kidding. That's what it seems to be. You know something? I got to say one thing, though. The people that were on that committee, we have to thank them. Okay, they were there. They tried doing their job the best they could, and we have to really thank them. Okay, as far as I'm concerned.
They should have stepped back and said to the Board of Selectmen, what the heck do you want us to do?
They should have had the town accountant there. I mean, the town
Legal
lawyer there
counsel, yes.
should have been there at all the meetings, helping them out and putting them in the right direction and all that stuff there. That's what I think. Instead, they're there at the meetings now. Should have
Well,
been done earlier.
The only thing that they have devised, and
Go ahead.
let me just
No,
continue.
I know. I'm
because
sorry. I'm not trying to cut you
I'm
off.
getting to a point.
I understand.
Limited guidance provided when questions from the committee were raised regarding the functions and responsibilities of the management organization. The thing is that they have missed the whole picture of what this whole thing was about, is that we are being run by an appointed professional manager, supposedly, to run the organization in town hall. And that's perfect. However, the selectmen have delegated their authority to the town manager, and that's not where it belongs. The selectmen have the responsibility to reflect what the townspeople want. No comparisons to other communities and their evaluation of the town charters were ever considered. Other towns and cities have similar considerations of their constitution. The Town Manager Act and the Town Meeting Act are basically the constitution of what we should be going by. And it has not been addressed. And I have a report that was issued back in 1949
Okay.
where the appointed committee at that time delegated that authority, and there are various reasons. Nobody from the evaluation committee has even looked at this report. So they don't know how it became that.
How'd you get that? 1949. That's before my time.
No, this charter was effected in 1930 originally, and then it was addressed again in 1949, and that's when it became the Town Manager Act.
Okay.
So what they did at that time said, okay, we're all screwed up, and the town meeting is not working right, so what we're going to do is institute this report, this organization of how it was going to be handled. And it's been active to some extent, but it was reviewed back in 1997, and not ever since then. There are acts of the state legislature that affect our form of government that we have not even considered. And even the Board of Selectmen hasn't considered them, even after their report that has been submitted. Select board and moderator input was limited. And only when it referred to the wishes of the functions of the board and the moderator. The direction that was presented to the Charter Review Committee, and I do give them a
No, you
lot of
gotta give them
credit
credit.
for pursuing this.
Yes.
But they were like helpless lambs in that.
They should have had
organ-
some help. They should have had some guidance.
They should have had a
They
consultant.
should have had. They should have had the attorney there. Okay. They should have had the attorney. They should have had the attorney at every meeting.
right.
Okay. They wouldn't need the attorney today if they had it at every meeting.
Well, they have that because they're protecting the selectmen. Select board and moderate input was limited. City form of government was squashed by the board of selectmen, by the chairman at that time, because all he ever wanted was to let the town manager live anywhere in the state or anywhere in the country. And they didn't want the restriction of living in the town of their operations. Incorporation of the latest government mods provided by the Modernization Act that was issued back by Governor Baker. And the thing is, they don't know where they're going. And they do not allow the public to participate in
They
this
don't want.
review.
They don't want us. You can see what it is. They just want us to go away. They just want us to keep paying. That's all. Just keep paying and keep quiet. That's basically it.
Now, the town
Let me
meeting.
ask you a question, not to be
Yes.
funny, okay?
Go ahead.
If we became a city, okay, if we became a city,
Yeah.
would we get more money from the state and federal government?
Probably. And that's one of the things that they have discussed. But for some reason, Sally squashed it altogether because they didn't even bring it up in the report.
The reason being, I mean, right now it seems like we're penalized a lot. It seems like this town is penalized and has to pay for a lot of things that.
Because we're too rich of a town.
That's what they keep bringing, but that's not fair. That's discrimination, if you ask me.
That's exactly right. So, what I'm looking at here is this is the report itself, and it is inconclusive. And the town select board does not want any input from the public at all because they're claimed that they will have a
Yeah, but that's not right.
public access.
Well, that's not right. I think what they're trying to do is they don't want any input because they don't want people talking because it will mess them up. They'll be there longer. But public input is the best thing. I mean, not everybody knows everything. There's a lot of people in town that are pretty smart that probably could help out with this in this area.
So what we'll do is we'll continue monitoring the discussion. I don't know how far they got this last meeting, but I hope it's not done and over with,
I don't think so.
because this thing is really a slap in the face of the Danvers residents. They don't rely on the issues that have been happening. And the thing is, we need to have this thing explored further. And I am going to send this show to the select board.
But listen, another thing, honestly, though. So if it's not ready, they should just let it go. They don't have to push it for this
That's
town meeting.
exactly right.
Let it
And
go for. So if you have to go for another year or another 6 months, do it. Make sure it's right before you do it.
That's exactly what's happening in Marblehead at this time.
Really?
They are extending it into the third year now
So yeah, but if it needs
because
it, it
they're
needs
not
it.
ready.
Okay.
So, Tony, I want to thank you
No, I
for,
want to thank you very much for your help and all that stuff and everything you do for me.
and hopefully somebody's listening.
I hope so.
I don't know who,
People do listen.
but we will continue this discussion during our next show, and that will be in 2 weeks.
Okay.
And we'll do it again, all over again. But this
Exactly.
time, I think we'll have 5 turkeys.
It'll be before
Because-
Thanksgiving, right?
Well, I just hope we don't have any heads cut off.
Yeah, that's not the problem.
Good night, Danvers. Thank you very
much.
much, and we'll see you again. Danvers, this is a public service message that we basically omitted in this past show. And what I'd like to do is announce that the veteran ceremonies will be held at the auditorium at the high school. and it'll be held on November 11th at the 11th hour, and you know the whole story. But what we want to do is we want to recognize all of our veterans
Yes.
because you are the ones that allow us to speak to the subjects that we have been presenting to the public. So thank you, all veterans, and we want to recognize you for the sacrifice that you
Patronage
have
that they gave
made,
us, exactly.
whether you are a veteran right now or you have been a veteran in the past. So this is a public service message that we want to get across to you and to our residents. So we will be at the November 11th ceremony at the auditorium at the high school, and we will present our condolences and our recognition of the veterans in this year of 2025.
25. Yes.
We're already at 25.
Yes.
So don't
Thank you to all the veterans. Thank you very much.
Thank you. That's be the conclusion of our message.
And even all the veterans that passed away. God bless.
That's right. Thank you very much, Danvers, and good night for today. Today is November 6th, and we will be back on the show 2 weeks from now.